and going live here. And we are live on YouTube, and we are live on Instagram. Yes. And we're recording. So for the podcast, in case if you jump in here, I'm sorry, my arm's gonna be going for the thing here. We got the camera right over the YouTube channel, so not optimized yet. But that all said, we'll try to make this all work. And thank you guys for joining us. Excited to see everyone. It feels like it's been forever.
Hey guys, it has been a while.
It has. We were here Friday, but it was a real quickie.
The Lash Room by Jamie. Welcome.
Yes.
The Lash Lady.
And good to see you guys.
Ash
is there.
Hey,
so good to see everyone. MB Lashes as well as Ash. They both.
Radio.
Did you send in your story? I don't know if you did. I think we DM'd each other, but I don't know if you sent in a story or not. We got a handful of stories, so we definitely have by far more good news than bad news. I'll just say that up front as a little teaser. I know that a lot of people are stressed.
Lash. How cute is that?
And those people, there are people who are worried about opening, and they're worried about what's going to happen. Their clients are going to leave, especially those of you who are thinking about following our advice and to raise your prices. And I know for some people that is a very scary idea, but I can assure you it's nowhere close as scary as it is in your head. You're making this a big thing. That's not. I will show you. And I have evidence.
Well, Lash Radio Shelby just says, you're all right for not needing to discount. I can't wait to tap into that.
Yeah. Hey, Shelby, are you guys opened? I'm assuming you guys are just left a comment on one of your posts. Y'all's post, yes, there we go. The Texas,
I love it, that draw.
With my experience. Yeah, I'll have to go look at it. I don't think I saw it yet, but I'm assuming you've been opened then. So that's really cool. Yes, that's the only thing about raising prices. Ms. Green, 92. Yes.
Yes, Ms. Green.
Yes.
High five.
Do it.
Do it.
And here's the pig. Say hi to the pig.
High five.
All those of you who listen to the podcast, our pig is right behind us.
Paw.
She doesn't do high fives, but that's it. We've got her a new trick from her. If we play the sounds of a siren on our phone, she howls.
It's so cute. Literally.
Never howled her whole life. Never, ever howled until one day a fire engine went by our house and she howled. And now we do it just for our entertainment here at home. Yeah. Right. So, all right, guys, a lot to cover today because we really do have a lot of good news. And I want to share the stories from the front line is what we'll call this. This will be something I think hopefully encouraging to a lot of you guys. Someone else.
Lash. She said she took our advice and is raising their prices. Very good.
There we go. You'll see. It's not going to be that scary. Not going to be that bad. In fact, for all the stories here, I had one person say that they had one client. So we'll get into that in the stories. But today we're going to talk about some stories from the front lines from you guys. And I want to open up the possibility of having some of you guys come on and be on our podcast next week. It won't be live like this because we can't record live. We need to do it as a Skype or Zoom call. But what we want to do is we want to get you guys to share your stories. And we want to do a bunch of people. So we're going to pass the love around. So if you guys can come on. Actually, what I want you to do is this. Those of you already who've emailed me, I might reach out to you and say, hey, I love your story. I'd love to interview you with some more. And it'll probably be a 10, 15-minute little quickie where we just kind of go over some similar questions just to hear what's going on because we really want to let everyone know what's happening. We want to pass this news on to the masses because I think a lot of people, like half the country is still not working. When we've done surveys a couple of times, we ask who's working and about half would say, not me, not me. I'm guessing a lot of our people are in California, West Coast, or on the East Coast in New York and such. But for those of you everywhere in between, most of the places are opening up and people are having a chance to work again. And so you guys are experiencing firsthand what those of us who live in more, I guess, scary states don't know yet. So I want to be able to share that. I want to get you guys on the podcast. So if you could email me, if you're interested in being on our podcast, and this isn't just our Instagram crowd, this is anyone listening right now to this podcast or on YouTube or anything, go ahead and just email me. I can't talk all of a sudden. Paul at LashCastPodcast.com or DM me, but actually email me because I want a little bit more. Give me a little bit of the flavor of what's going on in your business, what's happened, what steps you've done, if you had issues, struggles, pains, all that. We want to hear the good, the bad. I'm not here just to paint lies and just tell you guys things that we want to hear. I want to actually tell you the truth. I want to tell you what is going on. First counts, not just me and my own anecdotal stories of what I think it'll be like. All right. So that's what we want from you guys. Please email me this week and we will set up a time to do a quick little call, an interview, and get you on the podcast. That'll be really cool. So I did something special today. What was that, Tuss?
You did something special?
Yeah, I did some special today.
He got his lashes done.
Yeah, I got my lashes done.
Brows done.
Yeah, I have brows again. They were disappearing.
I know.
And now I have brows and I have lashes, and I feel so in touch with myself.
Do you feel full of life?
I do. I feel wasn't
so
renewed
attractive.
with the earth, one with the universe.
You feel like everyone's like looking at you, looking at that.
Yeah, every girl is hitting on me. I can just say that Tuss is so jealous. I mean, it's hard. By the way, just as a benefit, guys, just as a preview of why lashes are so important, guess what? We're all going to be covering our face like this. We're all going to be walking around for the next 6 months, a year with a mask on. Guess what? They're going to be looking at your lashes. Never before have lashes been so important. It's going to be like the one thing that you can bat your eyes at and get men's attention with. So
and that's just what you want, right?
Yeah, that's just what I'm looking for. The guys, just looking for some guys to make you jealous. Make you, yeah. So anyhow, I will talk about that maybe another time. I did okay, right? I mean, I wasn't horrible. I wasn't the best client. I didn't complain. I just once in a while would go, huh. I would like move.
He's like, what are you doing? It feels like you're poking my eye out. What are you doing? I'm doing fucking lashes.
She goes, yeah. She goes, yeah, your lashes. I have very deep set eyes, I guess. Never knew that. So she goes, yeah. You have deep set eyes, and it's hard to get those inner corners.
Yeah, because he's like the kind that's like blinking, like every time you like go to like, he's like, and you just want to like. He's like, oh, it's so bright. The light is so bright.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. You're like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom.
I did
in the middle of it.
I did.
I know. I mean, come on. Right.
Hey, I got prostate cancer. Okay. So yeah, I got medical reasons why I can't go more than an hour away from any bathroom in the world. It's quite the honor. So I got my lashes. It was good. We did it for Lash Man. We're going to take pictures after this. Lash Man. There's a bunch of people, Jamie, Kim, Julia, man, all these people.
So here's the thing. I had to promise I wasn't going to make him look feminine. So no girl lashes on this guy here.
I still look like a guy.
You still look like a guy. You could just say this is just a little bit more definition there. You're not so squinty.
Yes.
Yeah.
My eyes almost have disappeared. I mean, our daughter, she was at school. I think I've shared this once, but her friends were all Asian. And so she was at school and she said, she's actually to us, if you don't know, she's half Chinese. And they were like, they saw me drop her off, and because she always told her friends, I'm a quarter Chinese. And they go, no, you're not. You're not quarter Chinese. Then they saw me and went, oh, your dad is Chinese. I see the Chinese in him. Oh my gosh, so embarrassing. I am not Chinese. All right, so let's get into things. The big picture, as I read these, and I only got these because we did my last afternoon, so I only had like a half hour to read through the stories. But I basically read through the stories and saw some, trends or things that are common, I think, amongst everyone. And so one person, you want to read the question?
Beauty by Ann says, can you talk about how to follow up on clients, even if you send out emails letting them to know that you're open?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say this, and this is, if you get our book, you'll see it too. We really tell you need to call your clients.
The book is free?
The book is free, by the way. One person, I felt so bad. Someone felt like I did a bait and switch. They said, I see you said free, and then went on. There was no free. Well, we sold out of all the free options. I mean, you have to put a number in the store. So I put 500, and we gave away 500 books. And then she came on, and then she actually paid $5 to get it. I felt horrible. Refunded her money. She said I didn't need to do it, but I didn't care because that is not our style. We are not bait and switch. And we did not do it for the money. Obviously, this was not ever going to pay us.
If that happens, did you fix it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I fixed it. So now I put like 1,500 versions. I mean, we're hoping to give over 1,000 copies of these. And so far, we're getting near 700. So we're getting near our goal. We hope in the next week to get rid of or send out, because it's really helpful. I mean, I've got a lot of feedback, and we're really excited that we put it together, and we're just trying to get to as many people as possible. So our hope is by next week we'll have 1,000 downloads.
So the question is how to follow up on clients.
Yeah. Okay. So in the book, it says this. Sorry, that was a total rabbit trail, wasn't that? You need to call them. Just saying email is not enough because everyone's just doing their own thing.
Sometimes people aren't good with email. I, for one, am one of those people. I might send an email out and then a week later check, see if it went out, so.
No, Tuss, I actually get her emails so that I can tell, hey, you have an email you need to respond to. So that said, A lot of people don't check their email. In fact, usually when we send out our email blast, now maybe I don't know if you're sending out through MailChimp. You can, if you have a mail service, you can actually see how many people click and open it. No one ever gets 100% open rate. That's non-existent. I think, if you get 20%, 30%, you're doing really well. We range between 30 and 40% depending on what the email is about. Now with our clients, I think it's more around 25, 30%. That's with the salon, with Tuscany's clients. And then with our, I guess you could say, our new clientele, which is you guys on our podcast and so forth, we see about 30 to 40% depending on the email heading and what's about and what we're trying to do. Because sometimes people can sense like, oh, this is junk mail I don't care about. So it says someone said you email and text them, but calling them would be better. Yes, I think so, because one, it shows you really care. I think emailing, texting is the most passive way to communicate to people, but emailing or calling someone specifically, one, you can just check in. I know it's going to take time. I get it. It's not a lot of fun to eat up a whole day just on the phone. Your voice may even be gone when you're done. But if you really want to get people back and want to show that concern and love for them, the phone call is what is most needed.
It's the actual connections that hearing your voice.
Yeah. And now a lot of clients, we know this because when we had our salon, we call people all the time. They don't want to pick up the phone. They just put you straight to voicemail. That's okay. Just leave a voicemail,
leave a message.
Then text them and say, hey, guy, gal, Sally, Miss Jones, whatever. So excited. We're opening on this date. Want to get you in. Please get back to me. And then I'd say, here are a couple times that you can look at or consider coming in. And that way, just give them two options, this date or this date. Can't wait to see you. Now, if you read our book, also, we suggest that you should really tell them your protocols, like what safety measures you've done, because some people are going to be hesitant. So you need to put the protocols in there and say, hey, by the way, you don't have to put every detail, but say, hey, we're going to have hand sanitizer. We'll be wearing masks. We'll be doing all these little things to make sure that your stay is safer. Don't tell them it's safe, because you can't guarantee that, but you can say it's safer.
So, Anne, make sure you download that free reopening book.
Yeah, if you haven't gotten it, it really tells you what you need to do. Then I would also tell them what they need the protocol is when they arrive. Like, do they need to wait in their car? Some states are requiring you to wait in your car. I think that's a great idea. You don't want people crossing paths in the salon. So you want to have them wait in the car. When they come in, do they need to wash their hands? What do they need to do? Oh, great. She just did. Awesome. Okay. I think I saw you post up on our phone saying someone just downloaded the book. Glad it was you. So hopefully get through that. That's going to really walk you through a lot of steps. It even has checklists on the back 4 pages. It kind of tells you these are all the things you should be looking at or considering. I would not say that this is the say all, done all, everything you could ever think of book. It's just a lot of good ideas for you to consider. And it's by no means the one that is ideal for your location. What you need to do is also check with your local state, your county, the CDC, and the health board or board of cosmetology in your region. You want to make sure you're following the policies that are best laid out. You don't want to just assume what we say is the truth, because it's not. It's just, these are ideas for you to wrestle with and all that. So hopefully that helps you out with rebooking. I've so far, by the way, everyone that I saw said rebooking has been easy. I mean, people are dying to get in.
I know. Stories?
Yeah. So we're going to get into some big picture stuff. By the way, something I noticed, because I was trying to, just a little another free tip for you guys. If you have an Instagram page, which I think most of you do since you're watching this on Instagram right now, or YouTube, if you're not, don't worry about it. Get Instagram. You need to put your name. If you're a solo artist, now if you're a salon, it's different. You're not going to put the name. Maybe the owner of the salon, you can put the name. But if you are definitely a solo artist, I should be able to go to your Instagram page and see your name. I don't have to look for it. I don't have to guess. I don't have to wonder who you are. Guests want to connect with you. If they see your company and they don't know who's running it, it's just one more obstacle you have to get them to figure out, because they'll call you and they'd rather just say, hey, can I book with Jennifer? They don't want to call and go, can I book with whoever the owner of this company is? That's not helpful. So
make sure your name's on there.
Yeah, I just saw that when I was looking at some of your guys' pages trying to figure out who's who and all that. And I was like, gosh, guys, one of you didn't have a name. I'm not going to say who. All right. Another thing. A couple things too. One person, I didn't write it down on here. If you're listening or watching, I'm so sorry. I should give you credit. I'll do it in the next episode. Someone DM'd me saying they had found a problem with lashing with masks. that she was struggling.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a good observation, something we did not think about, and something I wish it was in their book now to at least give people a heads up. So we'll put it out here. So if you're watching or listening, they'll help you if you're not lashing yet. Well, the mask is great because, right, it helps to keep them from getting their germs out there. It's going to help conceal germs. It's not going to keep germs from getting in, because masks don't stop germs from going in, but it is going to stop from germs from going out. But what she realized, as soon as the person laid down, the air was coming up by the nose.
So the mask is here.
Yeah.
The spots where it was open on the mask was shooting air as the people were breathing. You know how when people fall asleep and they go, poof,
yeah,
poof, and it totally smells terrible. Well, anyways, the same kind of thing. The air is coming up from the mouth and like 2 tubes of air like this.
Yes. So it was messing with the humidity. Ash says the same thing. So what this person did is she actually took paper tape and just taped down the top of the mask. And that pushed the air to go down on the sides.
Like
and all that.
Right? You always have to
just trying to make it work.
Figure it out.
So there you go. That's a little tip from, and I feel horrible because I don't remember who it was. I wrote it here, but it's in another note on another thing. So I will give you a shout out at another time. But that's one thing that you guys need to be aware of. Another big thing I noticed in the emails and posts and all that is people were talking about being sore. They were saying that they were basically being really because you're working 3 hours doing these new sets, and you're doing 2-3 a day. In fact, almost everyone was saying, I'm doing just 2 or 3 clients a day. I'm not doing a bunch more than that. I'm just doing 2 or 3, which makes sense. You need to pace yourself. If you're working, you can't do 10, 12-hour days for weeks.
You can try, and this is the mistake that I've done at times before. Like, oh, I can totally do this. I can work, I can take 6 people a day, and I can work 12 hours, and I can just inhale my lunch in 2 seconds.
And work weekends. And
you can do it for so long, and then your body says no.
And then your body will catch up. And especially if you've been off for 2 months, your body's going to be a little sore. It's like working out. You haven't worked out in a year, and you start running the next day, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I got hit by a truck. And
just pace yourself.
So you may want to even ramp up a little bit. Like the first day, I know for us, we're already planning to bring in our daughter, maybe me again, and another friend of Tusney's to come in and get the lashes a day or 2 before, just to get her in the heat of it, to get warmed up like a marathon runner, just stretching and kind of getting it going, just 1 client a day for 3 days.
Or a fighter beginning to just warm up and practice again. If you have been out of training for a while, you can be a little rusty.
Yeah, because Tuss used to be a fighter. But you guys didn't know that.
Oh, I was not a fighter.
Okay. She was not a fighter. So
once I used to be a flight attendant, though, and one of my fellow crew at the very end of the flight got on the head PA system and was like, oh, I just want to give a shout out to Tessany, our head flight attendant. She's been singled out to sing the national anthem at the next football game. And everyone's like, yeah, congratulations. I'm like, oh, it's a total lie. It's a total lie. You want to hear me sing?
Just another false fact. All right. Anyhow, so fake news. How about that? So that's one thing you want to do. Tessa's going to do that before we open up. We'll have a few clients from basically friends and family and me, and get her warmed up so that when she does hit the floor running, and she will probably, our new sets are long. I mean, Tessa takes 3 hours to do new sets, not because she can do it faster. We just have a very different technique. So because of that, her appointments are 3 hours. So that means she'll be probably doing 2 to 3 a day. That's it.
Always talk for half an hour and then have 2.5 hours to work.
Yeah. So, and we also, you have to remember, you have to give space between things. So you don't just put clients back to back to back, because then you're going to have people walking into each other. And most states are really requiring you not to do that. By the way, a little clarification. I've seen this from a couple of states that put this out there saying, oh, you need to work at 50% capacity, or you need to work at 25% capacity. Just a clarification. If you're a solo artist, doesn't mean you need to take half the clients that you take. They're talking about a salon. They're talking about a place where you have 12
people
chairs
in the salon at the same
6
time.
chairs can only be used in that salon. They're not saying if you're a single operator.
If you're a single practitioner,
no,
it doesn't really.
It doesn't matter because
you don't have more than one person in your room.
Yeah, they're trying to keep you from having to meet people in a small space. Think about it, like grocery stores. They have to work at 50% capacity too now, because they can't have everyone all crowded together. They don't want the same thing in salons. So when you see that, don't think well, I usually see 4 clients, so I guess I'll see 2 now. No, you can see 4 clients. Just make sure they're spaced apart and that you're not basically bumping into each other. Okay. Beauty Creator says, hey, beautiful people. Oh, thank you. You must be talking about her, because can't be this. This is not beauty.
Lashes.
Yeah, that's right. It's my new lashes I got. In case, again, if you're joining late, I got my lashes done today by Tuss.
They're
Just a
boy lashes,
shout out.
so they're not like girl lashes.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I can see them, but I'm sure you guys are looking on. I don't really see much.
Well, they're not supposed to look like girl lashes.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So anyhow, so that's another thing I saw. But some people were talking about, oh my gosh, I'm so sore. Another thing too, I saw overall, people were talking about pretty much not a problem booking clients, not even a little bit. There's a stray client here or there that's a little difficult. And they say that some people are saying there's a few clients that don't want to come in. One person said they have nurses who are working with, with COVID patients and they don't want to come in right now, which totally makes sense. So by far, out of all the piles, like 10 or so people that submitted their stuff, no one said they're not seeing any clients. Like clients don't want in. They're just saying stay away. And by the way, none of them are really even saying they want severe discounts. Again, some are offering discounts. And of course, the clients love that. Who's never going to turn down a discount?
Who's going to turn down a discount?
Yeah, no one can complain about that. They're going to be like, discount, thank you. But think about it. Everyone's not having a problem with booking. The demand is there, guys.
If
Why?
the demand is there, you don't need to discount.
No.
I mean, if you have crickets and nobody's like following up even after you've called them, that might be a time to say I need to renegotiate things or look at things differently. But if you've got a demand right from the get-go, be confident. Yeah,
just take assurance that when there's high demand, no one discounts their prices when they're in high demand. In any industry, when you have high demand, you just keep jacking up the rates more and more and more because you've built a good product, a good service, a good brand, a good name for yourself. So you don't have to discount. And that's the one consistent thing I saw is that high demand, everyone's like going, yeah, clients can't wait to get in or they're booking like crazy. I can't pull it. There's not, no issues with that. Even with the ones who raise their prices, no issues rebooking clients.
Now, Anne asks again, is it bad to have a package deal? Now, we used to have package deals. They were, we called them series. And it was basically what we did was you would pay for basically like 10.
6 or 12.
6 or 12 appointments, and then you would get some free.
5 to 10% discount, depending on how much. Actually, it started out as like 10 to 20%. And over the years, we've got down to where it was only 5% and 7% discount.
Now, in the beginning, we loved package deals because you got the cash up front.
Yeah.
But it requires a certain kind of discipline to make sure you don't get in a rut with it.
Yeah.
Because you have to put that money aside. You should really put it in a separate bank account because it belongs to the client. And when the client comes in and redeems it, then you take the money out. So that way you never get into a problem where you're relying on the money all at once and you don't have a means to take care of yourself. Can you explain what I'm trying to say?
Hey, but the basic idea is, guys, is when you're doing a series, that's not your money yet. It's only your money when they redeem it. The problem is you're discounting it. Again, when you know us, we're not really big on discounting. We've done that game.
We did the discount, but the problem is that after a while, you're not making money on it and you're still just as booked.
And the problem is if you're fully booked, like Tessa's fully booked right now. I mean, not right this second, but before we're booked, we stopped doing series last year because there's no point. Why am I giving people discounts when Tusney is booked out 4 months at a time minimum? And we stop people booking. We'd say, no, we don't book more than 4 months. Otherwise, we have clients that would book through the whole year. So there's no point in discounting because the demand is there. Discounts are really incentives to draw in clients or to reward long-term clients so they feel like they are cared for. But if you're giving them so much value and you're giving them great service, you're giving them what they're paying for. I mean, very rarely, you don't want to be like a company like JCPenney, which basically was a discount company, tried to be a value company, lost all their money, and then went back and became a discount company. You want to graduate and grow and become a non-discount company. You want to be Apple. You want to be a high-priced luxury service. You want to be Hermes. You want to be Gucci. They don't think about discounts of those companies. They just do. They just exist. And people don't complain. No one wonders why they cost so much. Well, I do.
No, we sign up, stand in lines to be treated like dirt at their boutiques.
Yeah,
to be like, oh, please, can I please
can I come in and buy a bag for $10,000? Because it's a status symbol.
Right.
And Lashes, by the way, guys, is a status symbol. Another one, in case you didn't know, Starbucks is a status symbol. Walking in a room with a cup of coffee that says Starbucks on it says, I can waste money frivolously on liquid
the coffee
stuff. Wait for the connection. I can waste money like $6, $7, $8, $9 on a liquid drink. I'm that rich. That's all it says. It's a status symbol. And the same thing with lashes. When you can afford, now, of course, there are clients out there want the cheap lashes. Yes, guys, but I know you don't want those clients because they don't really pay well and they cancel and they no show and they complain and all that. You're trying to build a different kind of following, one that appreciates greatness and appreciates you. So you just got to price it and not be afraid of the discount.
There were times when we would offer a package deal when we knew that we were going to be raising prices. And so those people, we would say, we're raising a nominal price increase to $10 next month.
Yeah.
If anyone said, wah, we'd be like, well, if you'd like, you can purchase a series at the price that you're paying now and lock in for a year. So you got the benefit of getting all that money up front and they get the benefit of the discount.
And then by the time they come back, by the time they get done, they're fine. They're used to what you're doing and they're not going to leave. Like I've told people, you guys a bunch of times, over 2 years, we raised our prices 4 times, doubled our rates during that time, and we lost a handful of clients, a handful. That's it. And the same thing's true for what I've been hearing in these stories. So the series is great, but if you're busy, then don't give discounts. If you're already busy, don't do it. If you're trying to build loyalty and you're just kind of like, well, I'm building, I'm like, half
do
full.
It for a few people because it does. If you don't do it properly, where you've put it in a separate account, what happens is you spend that money, and then when that client wants to book, you feel a little bit like, oh, I don't want to do this, because you feel in your mind it's for free because you don't have the money. So to make sure that you don't get into that mindset where,
Yeah, I mean, I would offer it to everyone or no one, basically. But again, not push it hard. And I discount 5%, 7%, just a very little bit. Because truth is, and you need to know what your cost per hour is. Again, this is where we went back a couple episodes. We talked about your cost per hour. If you know what your cost per hour is, let's say it's $60 an hour, and let's say you're charging $70 an hour for your service, and then you discount it and you're only charging $55 an hour, let's say, to do a series. Well, now you're losing money every time a client comes in for an appointment. That's stupid. You can't run a business, go backwards. You got to know your numbers.
You have to know your numbers. We have a podcast, I believe it's 86. Is it 86?
No, we're not in the 80s yet, but 68 or 69.
It's actually in the book. We've referenced which podcast it is. So Anne, you should take a look at that.
Yeah, we go over pricing and how you should go about figuring out what your costs are and what you should charge per hour. And that's also
a formula.
And that's where you can figure out how to discount. Once you know what your cost per hour is and what you're charging per hour, then you say, my cost per hour is $50. I charge $75 an hour. Guess what, guys? You're making $25 more a profit. And that means you're paying yourself before. You don't pay yourself out of the profits. Your salary needs to be part of your cost. And so when you're done, you just go through, I got $25 extra. Well, yeah, sure. If you really feel like you're hurting or you don't have enough clients or you're trying to incentivize people to book out more, go ahead, sell a series, discount a little bit because you have enough play in your pay or in what you're charging. So just that. All right, let's get into some of the things here, guys. I want to share some of these stories. Huh?
Do you want me to read it?
Well, I'm just going to do highlights. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it'll just be me reading stories. First one comes from Creme de Lash. Creme de la Lash. And she basically came in and said that she got her book, which is, thank you, very cool. And she basically went on and said that she raised her prices from $125 to $150 for a full set, $200 to $250 for a volume, and then her full went by $10. And basically she says she should have gone higher. I just realized now, like, that wasn't enough. People were not freaked out by that at all. And she said on June 1st, she's opening. So she's now beginning the book, and people, she says, she's almost fully booked for the next month, and she's completely busy. Like, next month is already done. June is done.
June 1st, opened my books last night. My clients booked with no hesitation on the price increased. Yeah. Almost booked and busy for my first month back, all in caps.
Yes.
Thank you for all the knowledge and business insight.
So that was very cool. Crystal wrote us a little something here. She basically said that, let me see.
Which Crystal?
I don't know. Just Crystal Stith.
Okay.
So she basically said she's been open since May 1st. And it seems as if she hasn't skipped a beat. Like, people, she opened up and people just booked, and she came in. Everything was going great. She had quite a few referrals, she said, and new clients. That's another common theme I've been seeing. A lot of people talking about, I'm getting new clients. By the way, they're probably getting new clients because, a lot of these people want to treat themselves. When things are bad, you want to treat yourself. Holy crap. We went to McDonald's for ice cream last night. Holy crap.
In the car, we're going.
We deserve this
flurry.
treat. And of course, when I got there, my favorite thing, the strawberry sundae, we don't sell strawberry sundaes right now during the COVID crisis. I'm like, what?
And he's like that guy, like Karen, like, can he speak with the manager?
No, I didn't. I said, why? Are you afraid that it's going to spread the virus more? I mean, I was joking.
Like, Dad, shut
and
up.
our kids hated me. So
We're
they
like,
got there.
It's not his fault. Anyway, he was one of those guys.
I was joking though. I wasn't serious. I just thought it was odd that they weren't selling. They have an ice cream machine. And I almost felt like, here's $1. Go fill up a cup of ice cream and give it to me.
All right, let's keep reading these.
So she went on and said that, let me see here. I've had a lot of referrals. Okay, clients are receptive to the new norms of life. So some people are concerned with the mask and all these new things and hoops are going to jump through that's going to freak them out. So clients have been fine, but she did have one guest complain about having to wear a face mask. So she did have one client that did complain. One, guys. I know some of you probably wondering, oh man, a bunch of my clients are gonna hate the mask, I hate all these things. They're gonna want to wash your hands, do all this stuff. In fact,
okay, so here's my advice when somebody is like, oh, I don't want to wear a mask. The first thing you do is say,
you cough on them.
Oh no, I completely understand. We'll just have to reschedule your appointment, or when it's open. And then you change gears. Not losing a beat of that sweetness that you have. I completely understand. No worries. And you just turn off the light. You start moving in a different direction and then see if she changes. If she changes in that moment, kind of give her a way out if you want. But if not, don't lose a.
Well, hopefully they're not on your bed when you realize that. Hopefully when they come to the door and they're not wearing a mask, that's where you have that conversation.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. You sit there and go, hey, let's get your mask on you. And oh no, I don't want to wear a mask.
Oh,
again, I get it. I understand.
Okay.
You know what? Right now, unfortunately, I can't service you, and because what we'll do is we'll schedule
I'll call you when it's open again.
When the state allows, or when I feel like it's safe.
And you're gently moving. You're standing up. You're gently moving her towards the door. She'll get it. Most of the time, when you do that in that sweet way, most of the times people are,
no,
it's okay.
I want my lashes.
It's okay.
I want my lashes, and like, okay, they just want to push you around, just like they do with pricing, discounts, everything else. They want to push you around and control you, and you're the boss, right?
It's just like when they sit down onto the table and you turn the light on and they're like, oh my gosh, it's too light, I can't see, and you turn it off and you're just like, okay, I'm sorry, we can't go any further.
So her advice was people need to stick to their policies, enforce them, and don't bend to what you allow or don't allow. Yeah, she was reading my mind. All right, next one is Rebecca Jones. She wrote quite a bit. She was allowed to reopen on Monday,
so this
South
week. Carolina.
And says, I have a face shield. It was just too much for her, so she stopped wearing that. But the mask, she does say the mask gives her a dry throat by the end of the day, and it also makes her very hot. So she bought a small fan.
Like a stroller fan?
That she puts it and blows it on her face to help keep her cool throughout the day. They also got a medical grade air purifier that runs at all times.
Just FYI, we always recommend the Rowenta, which is in the book that we gave away for free. But the Rowenta air filter, it's more expensive, but it is what OSHA recommends, and it does get rid of viruses.
It does. It's amazing. She said her salon has 3 stylists. They're all 10 feet apart, which is great. Most places say 6, so they went the extra mile, which is good. They're at max capacity. We only have 6 people. Oops, let me think here. Sorry.
Little time limit there.
I have a time limit on my Instagram that just went off. So sorry for that little hold there. All right. So let's say she did offer a 20% discount on full sets, but to be honest, I wish we hadn't done that because the demand's there. When you have demand, there is no need.
You don't need to
discount. Someone's asking, what's the name?
What's the name?
The filter.
Oh, the filter. Rowenta. ROWENTA.
And there's a link in the bio, or link, not in the bio, I'm sorry. There's a link in if you've got our book in there,
all that information. Rowenta air filter.
She also suggests that you drink lots of water, allow yourself to stand up and stretch because you do get sore. Like I said earlier, that's one of the more common things I've seen with everyone right now who's working, is because you're working so many hours, you're a little sore. You're like an Olympian who's been out of work for a while and you're now getting back in there.
So cricket in my back.
Yes. So she said it took me about 5 hours to rebook all her clients. She had 45 clients to rebook herself. and only 3 decided to wait. She said she had 1 pregnant and 2 that are nurses. So that makes sense.
Have COVID patients.
That makes sense. Now, she did have 1 client, a hairstylist, freak out on her.
Okay, this is a good story.
And this person said, I had 1 client that I had to fire. She actually fired a client. Good for you, by the way. Firing clients. We should talk about how to fire clients, because firing clients is important. Not that we like doing it.
No, we had a special ritual.
Yeah, but we had a special ritual. We won't go through it now. She was a client getting lashes with me for 10 years. She's a hairstylist and I thought she'd understand. But she was furious I was requiring a full set instead of a fill-in after 10 weeks. What? A fill after 10 weeks? She'd be unhappy.
Day,
maybe she told me I charged too much, even though we were offering 20% off. And she told me that the virus doesn't exist.
And she's not going to wear a mask.
And she's not going to wear a mask. I realize that everyone is going through something right now, so I offered her grace. Good for you, by the way, Rebecca, because it's easy to get these things taken personally and get angry. But grace, as we always say, respond in grace and kindness. A soft word turns away anger, right?
There is a proverb that says it is to a man's glory to overlook an offense.
And just so basically she let her go. And I think that's a good thing that she did that. And I think, if you have clients like that, I've yet to see anyone say all their clients like this. So everything I've been reading is like one client. Like there's one difficult client out of your mess that is going out of your mess, out of your clientele that's going to cause you problems. So don't worry. I think we get in our heads. We start worrying a lot, start thinking it's all going to be bad. It's going to be horrible because we're nervous, we're anxious, and we project that onto our clients. And then we think they're thinking like we do. They're not.
Here, I just want to read a little encouragement that Rebecca Jones has sent to all of you guys. She says, my advice to stylists going back is to take your time. Give extra cushion time in between. Clients will come back, and the ones that don't will get replaced with new ones. You've built your business to where it is now. You can certainly do it again. Don't discount your services or yourself. Your time can't be replaced. Your services and time are valuable and worth a price that clients are willing to pay.
She also said, diamonds are made with pressure and time. You put a lot of time in quarantine, which I thought was very cool. So one thing I didn't realize, and this is something you may want to look into, she did say that she would not get, she has to wear a mask. Everyone has to wear a mask, and you may want to call your insurance provider. Her liability insurance said if her clients won't wear masks, they won't be covered if there's any issues. So that's actually something I had not thought about. So it's something for you to think about. That would take just a few minutes. Call your broker, call your insurance agent, say, hey, I want to make sure that I'm covered for all situations in this thing. So you want to go back and review that. Just make sure. That's something I should have put in the book about calling your insurance company, just seeing what kind of parameters they're going to put around you. So, all right, next. Hey, Ash, our friend from Fargo. Waiting for a pause. All right. Ash from Fargo, she wrote her story, and she also has wonderful news. She said, it took a pandemic to help me understand my business and no longer base it on fear. Good for you. You grew during a time of the year when a lot of people sat in their corner and just sucked on their thumb. And cried. You decided and cried, in which we were there too. No shame. We all were there at some point.
Sucking our thumbs.
But some of us then progressed and moved on and grew from that. So good for you to see you do that. Says, yes, I was going to discount my full set, $75 coming back. I was going to offer deals on fills, getting them to book again, all based on fear, not coming back. Why? And by the way, guys, why do we think that? I mean, they were coming back before this. Why all of a sudden they're like, nah, I don't need lashes.
Well,
I don't need to look pretty.
We're afraid. We're afraid like maybe they won't have the money,
The truth is, guys, that this sadly has mostly hit the lower class. If you guys follow it, you know that the people who are not working right now are service providers, restaurants, shops, stuff like that. It's not the blue collar, or it's not blue collar worker a little bit, but it's not the white collar worker. It's not doctors. It's not lawyers. It's not people working offices. They're all doing fine. They're doing fine because they can work at home. So most people who have means are the ones who go get lashes. It's not a lot of people making $30,000 a year getting lashes. It's just not financially feasible for them. So truth is, by far, the majority of your clients have been fine. They're going to come back. Of course, there'll be some cases not like that, but the majority will. So she went on and said that she raised her prices $18 to $25. It was the scariest thing I've ever done in years. And that was an understatement. It took close people in my life and a podcast to really help me. Oh, there you go. So us and some of her friends obviously got behind this, which is cool. Anyhow, she wrote scripts so that she was ready for any rebuttals or any comments that people had, complaints. She knew exactly what she needed to say, and she had thought about that. And as the last community, 85% of her clients rebooked. 85%. And if you think she raised her prices, guys, 18 to 25, she's probably making more money per hour now and in total and working a little less. Isn't that nice? Give yourself a raise, work a little less, and make at least the same amount of money and maybe a little bit more. So I think that's awesome. There have been a few waiting based upon their loved ones' conditions. So yeah, there's some even those 15% rebooked, some are just waiting for the right time. Maybe they're a little scared. Maybe they have things like they're nurses, or maybe they're older and they'll feel it's right. There's other reasons other than they just don't want to come in. Clients want to come in. My clients have been great with the modifications that required the follow. They are actually apprehensive, and they're worried that they are not doing something right. So clients do need assurance. So when you do reach out and you share, hey guys, here's what you need to do. Here's the protocols we're going to do. This is what you need to do when you arrive. You do need to assure them and comfort them, because they're going to be scared. They're not done this before. They watch the news, especially if they're a big news watcher, then they're petrified of what's going on. They think the world is ending and that the Antichrist is here and that the hell's gates are opening up and that everyone's going to die. Okay. So if you watch news, that's kind of like the mindset you get a lot of times. It's all based on fear, right? So in this case, we really want to calm those fears, show them that you're in control and that you're doing things, and the pig is digging on my back again.
Okay. Actually,
right.
I just want to answer. Black Roses, a beauty bar, asked if I wear gloves when I lash, and I haven't before, but I am planning on it when we return. Yeah.
It is a little bit difficult. I think, Tess, that's why you have in the past, because it's not exactly easy, right?
I don't want you... I'm going to get a nitrile glove that has a micro touch that is a thinner glove. I want to make sure it's nitrile because anybody who has a latex allergy will be allergic to it. And I don't like the powder. So, but yes, I am planning on it. And once I get all that, I'll share the brands and stuff that I like.
Yep. Now here's two more points from Ash. One is that she says that she's definitely, it has definitely been a shift in my body these first few days back. And it's been extremely painful, which I think I've heard that almost from everyone. It's been very painful because you're working again. And after taking some time off, it's not easy. So definitely something that you guys want to ease your way in a little bit, warm up to it, right? Also, lock stretches. You should do other things. Lash Happy has a great course where she teaches things.
Check out the Lash Happy course.
Yeah.
You'll make this thing called a juicy roll, which is your own private tool that you will not ever want to part with. It is absolutely wonderful. I love my juicy roll. It will help you feel better.
She also says she feels overwhelmed with new clients. So she actually has more clients than she needs. New people are calling her, contacting her. By the way, I've said this many times, market what you're doing, guys. If you're doing all these safety protocols, market that. Be that in your messaging. Put it
in your social media. Other salons aren't doing that. Put that on your website.
Put on your website.
That will be a mark of distinction.
Let people know that you are going beyond the call of duty to take care of clients, while other salons maybe aren't, and people will come and feel more comfortable coming to you than they will other places. She's even hiring, guys. We're in the middle of what's supposedly the worst economy of all time, and she's hiring someone to help her with her demand. And she's not the only one. Okay,
and
guys,
Alexa,
there's others.
You are not the only one in paying, girl. Join the
club. Yeah, it was Ash, but
no, it's Alexa.
Alexa. Okay, Alexa. Yeah, Alexa. Yeah, you're not the only one. Yeah, and also, someone beauty creator asked, any courses coming to us?
Any courses? Well, I've been working really hard on demystifying the glue.
Yeah.
This talks about all the different properties of it, and lots of times people think that it attribute different qualities to glue that really are there, and it affects like how we work and how we think and how we counsel our clients. So I'm going to be doing that very soon. Yeah, and we're going to be doing, actually, our hope is, guys, to start doing one class a month on all sorts of things. So we're going to deal with glue. We're going to talk about lash retention. Tess has a really unique bent on that for both volume as well as classic. And we're going to talk about pre-made volume, not pro-made. And we also are going to be doing classes on business stuff that we've been doing. We're going to take our Elevate class and take sections of it, tell you how to get clients without having to use Instagram. I know everyone talks about Instagram, but I can assure you, really, Instagram is not your number one tool to get clients. It's needed. You definitely need to do it, but it's not your number one tool. And so, especially if you have a team in a salon, you will not build a big business off of Instagram only. You need to have many things going. It's like anything. You have to have many plates spinning to grow your business. That said, so we're going to be offering courses like that in the coming months. And we're excited to move in this whole new direction to help you guys. We've been wanting to do this for a long time, and it took a pandemic to get our butts in gear. So I'll just put it out there as a verbal thing. We're going to try to get our first one in June. How about that? Okay. Very soon.
All right. So next one. this
is from Katie Gross.
Gross. Katie Gross also responded. And if you don't know Katie Gross, you should go check her out at Lash Artist Box. She was a sponsor at LashCon, and she's someone you should definitely, she gives you those monthly box. She's a kick. She's really one of the funniest people out there. Total Lash nerd like us, and we love her. And so you should follow her. And she gave us her story that basically they're practically throwing themselves at us. We feel like hookers because we walk out the end of the day with a wad of cash tips. I guess she's taking cash. Someone in our area, by the way, she shared this. Someone in our area got $100, $50 service done, and then wrote over their $1,200 stimulus check over. The pig is attacking me. Basically, the person signed over their $1,200 stimulus check and said, "Keep it. Like you, I don't like him, Trump, but you haven't been able to work, and I have. So you deserve this." So she said that was amazing. She didn't get that, but I guess someone in her team did.
Hold on. I just want to say another thing she said, no discounts.
Yeah, she did no discounts. Katie just kept the prices as they are. Hopefully, I would love to have heard, and we raised our prices, but that's okay. At least no discounting. That's the thing. You don't, when the demand is high, guy, and people are stumbling in, and I guess when you feel like a whore or a hooker, walking out with all this cash in your pockets, that's a good sign, guys.
If you feel like a hooker, it's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
All
People really love it. She says right now, the last 2 days, she's had her best service and her best retail ever. Okay, so now she has a relatively newer salon, so she doesn't have 10 years of experience, but she's still.
I guess she put this cute little picture here. Yay! Is that cute?
So anyhow, she's doing really well, and so that's another good news. Someone who's really busy. All right, another person. Let's go here. This is from Bailey. This is my only one that was not as positive. It wasn't negative, but she says, yes, she's having some hard time rebooking clients. I think the reason is because some people are still scared and some have lost their income and are not just spending money. So it is feasible. It depends on who you built your clientele.
And your area?
It depends on your area.
Your clientele?
Yeah. I'm going to guess Vegas. We projected. We'll see. We'll talk to Jasmine. We'll talk to Mike and Sean over at Live Bay and Molly and all that. We'll find out soon. And Steven from Beauty by Boys, all that. We'll find out the story from them soon when Vegas is open.
We thought that because Vegas is like travel and event space.
Yeah. And events aren't going to be coming back anytime soon. Like no events anywhere in the country, maybe the rest of this year, at least into the fall sometime. So with that happening, that's really going to hurt Vegas, which may hurt the income. A lot of people might be suffering. And because it's such a service-driven industry, a lot of their clients work as service providers and stuff. So they may see a dip, some of them. That's one area where I'd say, hey, you need to be aware of your situation and your economy, what's built around. We live next to San Marino. So San Marino is the Beverly Hills of our area. It's extremely rich, very well off, very affluent. And so these people are not the ones who've been suffering through the COVID crisis, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, I guess that's good news. You know why everyone's suffering, but they have not suffered like other people have. So it just depends. So in this case, for Bailey, it sounds like in her area, people maybe are not as well. Or one other thing too, maybe, Bailey, I don't know about your situation, maybe you aimed at the clientele that is maybe is younger. Like if you go for 20-somethings.
There are other factors there.
Yeah.
But it's are they able to afford? Are they younger? Are they older? You know,
we always encourage people to go for like the 40 to 60-year-old crowd that have affluence, who have money, who have means, because they're less likely to flake, less likely to cancel on you, less likely to cause trouble.
They're the ones that you can build a business, a reliable business.
And they're not going to, now, of course, this crowd isn't as big on volume and on over the top lashes.
I mean, this crowd actually makes you develop your work so that it's a little bit more subtle. Yeah. Because that demographic doesn't necessarily need to be doesn't want to be looking like she's 20. It's
kind of like in the hair world. You got the people who do all the crazy hair, but the real money, every stylist I've talked to who's not like a celebrity main name stylist, but just regular hairstylist I've talked to says the money's in the gray roots. That's where all the money is. Making people look like they still have natural brown hair, natural blonde hair, whatever their hair is, or just making slight adjustments. They're not getting a lot of money from the unicorn hair. Like, how many people walk around with unicorn hair do you see? Not that many. 20-somethings, but outside that, not a lot of money in. Same thing in lashes, guys. Most of the money is going to be in classic, and it's going to be in the or the hybrid lashes. That's where the real sweet spot is. If you follow the Bella Lash thing from January this year, they posted it. They told you that like 80% of people want natural looking lashes. 80%.
See, so the thing that how I built my business, I'm really known for a very authentic looking lash, a very long lasting. And when people come in, I mean, he screens them on the phone just to make sure it's kind of the right client, because my sweet spot is that authentic look. So I might say, it's you're not gonna I forgot my point. My point was that you're
going to get what you tracked. And if you're only posting volume look on your page and you're only getting young 20-year-olds into your salon, you might struggle a little bit more right now. So this might be the time to repivot and remarket yourself and say, no, I'm going to get some models in who are older. I'm going to try to get a little older crowd, and I'm going to do more natural sets. Do both, do volume and natural. So your breadth and your gifting, you can do everything.
So yeah, make sure that you have to go through your work and look at some of the older clients that you have, put them on your website, because what that demographic does will look for somebody who does that age, because if you don't have any examples of it, they're going to think that you can't do it. Oh, the point is that that was my point. My point is that I say to people, you can get the longest lashes, the craziest volume anywhere else.
Yeah.
What I do is subtlety.
Yes.
And you won't be able to get that anywhere but here.
Yeah,
so.
subtlety. Yeah. And most people, especially people means really are about status. They're not about walking around with the fakest look, the fakest boobs, the fakest hair, the fakest lashes. They want to just look naturally beautiful. And then everyone wonders if they got any work done. So anyhow, that said, she also went on to say that some of the clients are scared. And that's probably true. And that's where you really need to change your marketing to let people know that you're taking all these extra measures to take care of people, that you're trying to make sure that this is the safest experience possible that you can do. Share your policy, share your procedures, and that way you can calm some of those fears. A couple of people I've talked to have made videos that they sent out to their base, which they said was a lot of fun, and they are actually really grateful, and they actually helped their clients feel like a little preview of what they should see. So if they have those fears and they see all these measures you're doing, you're going to assure that you're going to be taking care of them well. So that's something you might be looking into doing too, Bailey. She goes on and says her health department sent a 56-page set of rules and regulations that they said they're going to be doing inspections weekly. I have no idea where you live, but in California, we found we have 2 inspectors in LA County. We have like over 10 million people live here. So we don't ever worry about inspections, but sounds like you must live in a smaller community, which is great, I guess. So that's a lot of rules, 56 pages of rules, crazy.
Now, she says the worst part for her is that she has to micromanage the people with taking their temperatures while asking them if they're sick.
Yeah, that's been hard for her. So she's been out for almost a month now, and she feels a little bit better and not so nervous. And then she says, another positive thing is I'm no longer working 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. I have a limited schedule, and my clients have been able and make my schedule work. So she's pulled back. It sounds like she got in early, worked really hard, which sounds interesting. Like if you're working 6 days, 10-hour days, sounds like you're busy. So that's good news. Well, maybe not some of your clients were tentative about coming back. Sound like you had enough to keep your books full. So that's good news. So that was the only one that had anything negative, guys, out of like 10. So we'll say 10% were sort of negative, not even negative, just like really honest. And everyone else has been like, guys, it's been crazy. Got a few more, and we only got a few more minutes here, and then we'll let this close up for this this session. At first, it says, I was super worried about losing clients, but instead of worrying all the time, I took this free time to get myself learning new techniques. She's in Mexico City. This is Lorena. And she basically said that she's taking this time to learn some new techniques, henna, volume. She basically learned all these new techniques, and redid her website, or redid her social media. And she's also studying psychology, she said, so she really hopes to incorporate psychology into what she does last, which, man, that's a perfect combination, because we're all psychologists by accident. We just became psychologists when we started doing lashes. So that's Lorena. She is still closed. So she's just saying what she's doing while she's waiting.
Good for you.
Amy Chow shared that she is a fairly new lash artist and wasn't too busy. She lives in Toronto. And she says, I was worried about the virus. Part of me wants to stay closed for a little longer. By the way, if you're not ready to open, you have our full blessing to stay. If you need an extra week, take the extra week. Even if your clients say, I want to come in, you can open. Come on. If you're like, I need more time, whether you're getting warmed up, or you need to get more protocols in place, or want to make sure you're really prepared to open to do this right, take the time, protect yourself. It's going to make you be more calm, less stress, and less worry. And that really, in the end, you're doing this for yourself. So don't worry about it if you need a little bit more time. When I reopen, I'll be keeping my prices the same, but discounts only for my loyal clients. And I want to say to that, Amy, thanks for sharing that. Don't even discount the loyal clients. If you have demand, there's no reason to discount anyone.
See, we have the problem, we think of them like we're friends, like they're girlfriends.
Yeah.
And we have that relationship when they come in because we really, really love them. But they're not. They're not our friends, right? I mean, we enjoy them, but they come to us for the service. So be careful teasing that apart.
Yeah.
I mean, and don't be afraid to say, this is a business. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But last person, our last one, Amanda. She says that they're opening on May 19th, so very soon.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically says she's not taking any clients next. Okay, she's going to wait a little bit. It says she has no trouble rebooking clients. All my clients are waiting for me, are all booking, and I'm even getting a few new clients. So there are people finding, they're looking. Again, people want to treat themselves. They've been in quarantine for 2 months. They're ready to splurge, and some of them, because they've not lost any money, guys. They've been working at home. They have 2 months of savings, guys. If anything, they're going to go on a buying spree and go crazy. So don't worry about it. I think I will. Part of the reason why she thinks she did okay with this because she kept posting on Instagram, on Facebook, and kept engaging with people. No one forgot about her. She says this, and I'm going to say, please don't do this. I am giving a discount to my record clients who had appointments in March and April, and that's because they were canceled by COVID. I understand there's nice, good thoughts there. But again, you don't need if everyone's coming and everyone's booking, there's no need for discounting. You're hurting yourself financially when you have people lining up around the block. Imagine Apple computers opens a new computer comes out, and they have people like the old days with the iPhone. People lined up around the block to come into this and buy the new iPhone. And all of a sudden, Apple's inside the store, and they're going, you know what? Maybe we should discount this. Maybe we should just give a discount. That's stupid. No one would be thinking it. We got people lined up around the block to come in.
It's like Chanel or Louis Vuitton offering a coupon. Why would they do that? They don't need to. Everybody wants it.
Exactly. Everyone wants it. So she just wants to encourage everyone. You don't need to worry. You won't have any time booking your clients. It's going to be all good. So thank you. That's all the people. I want to announce our winner right now before we run out of time, because we're about to run out of time in the next couple minutes. And so I drew one randomly from the sheets of paper. And so our winner of our $50 gift card, because we were giving like $50, guys, to those of you who submitted and we read some of your stories here today. One of you said would win a $50 Amazon gift card, and that person is going to be, tell us,
Rebecca Jones.
Rebecca Jones
of, is it South Carolina? Yes, owner of Simply Smitten Beauty Bar in South Carolina.
Yes, and she is Charleston, South Carolina.
So
we will, because you emailed me, I will be able to send you an email the gift card via email from Amazon. I'll do that later tonight. Do we have a question here from Beauty Creator?
She says, Fools just did that when the new Jordans came out a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Just don't discount, guys. If you get anything from this whole thing, I mean, the only reason why you would discount is if you call people, and say you call your 80 clients and they don't book. Okay.
And then you're like,
maybe I need to give them an incentive, but you're going to be surprised. They've been home for 2 months. They're all dying to see you. They can't wait. And then the handful that don't want the price increase, you know what? Let them go find someone else. You don't need them. And new people who never knew that your prices before and will come and book with you, and you will do just fine. This is time for you guys. Your costs went up. Most of you are spending more money either because you took a PPP loan, or you or have extended times, or you are doing had all those new supplies you had to buy. Your costs went up. No one in the business world increases their expenses and then keeps their pricing the same. Everyone raises the prices when their costs go up. Everyone. Only us in the beauty industry do we feel like we're doing something evil to take care of ourselves and pay ourselves and cover our costs. We have to apologize. I'm so sorry. I still need to eat, and I still need to pay for my kids' schooling, and I still have to do this and that. I'm so sorry. I'm such a selfish, horrible person that I raised my prices to take care of my extra costs. So guys, don't worry about it. Don't fret about it. I think this is the best news I've heard in quite a while. And by the way, I've been following a lot of hair salons and reading the same stories over and over and over. People are swarming in the hair salons. People can't wait to get their service done.
We just want to look pretty and feel normal again, don't we?
Yes,
I mean, I do.
I do too. And by the way, I do feel pretty now because I have
so
my lashes.
Pretty.
I do. I feel pretty.
Like a pretty
so I got my lashes. And guys, thank you so much for this with your friends. And we are doing a giveaway right now. So right now, go to their page. Download our free playbook on how to reopen your salon. It's in the link in the bio. And then follow the directions on our post from yesterday. And we'll do another one. If you follow that, we're going to be giving away over $300 in free goodies of swag from our Lash cruise that never happened, as well as LashCon.
Good goodies.
There's like a ton of great stuff.
Generous sponsors.
Very generous sponsors. And so you guys, this is your chance.
Oh, no, we don't have time.
Yeah, I don't have time. So that all said, you want to jump in on this and promote it. By the way, this is one of the things. This is what Lash,
what Sugar Lash Pro is giving away.
Yeah.
It's like a knockoff Dyson
fan.
It's really good quality too. It's
super
amazing,
cool.
amazing. Ooh, you can't see it, but it's actually
blowing my non-existent hair.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So anyhow, guys, thanks so much. We will see you again next week. We're going to do this pretty much once a week on Thursdays at 6 o'clock for now. It may change as we all begin to open and things evolve, but please follow us on our podcast and share it with your friends. We're going to be doing some giveaways on there. We're going to be giving away some more goodies there too. So be watching out for that. Please share it with your friends, post, all that stuff they say you're supposed to do at the end of a podcast. And guy, oh my gosh, this didn't save. It did it again.
It can't. We have to.
Bummer. Oh well. Anyhow, guys, thanks so much, and we will see you again next week. Take care.